Hey, Cross Connection, good to see you, sort of. Welcome to 31 days of prayer and fasting for not just ourselves, but for the world around us. And so I hope this is a time that you're going to look back on and see it was very valuable. And it not only just changed you, but it changed the world around you. So a few things. Why are we doing this? Well, so much of our time and our energies and emotions seem to be wrapped up in things we're watching on the news and focusing on. And it's not good for us as Christians, but it's also not helping the world any. And it's time to sit and be still. And I believe God reacts to that as when we corporately do that together, to pray for others in the situation around us. What are we going to fast? Well, we're going to social distance from social media. All that's going on in social media, the fighting, the points, the video, all those things that just can be so grieving. We don't realize how attached we are to that. And then also we're going to be fasting from the news. And these are all things that are contradictory to being still and waiting upon the Lord. And they do not cultivate an attitude necessarily of prayerfulness or a closeness with the Lord. And so we're going to fast those for 31 days. I promise you this is going to be really hard for some of you because you are addicted. I know you think you can quit at any time, but we're going to find out. So I promise that when all this is done after 31 days, there'll be just as much hate, discontent, and deception of the world as there is today. And so you won't miss out on anything, I promise. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to shift our focus from what's necessarily going on around us to actually giving it to one that can change that. And so we're going to give that to the Lord. How are we going to do that? So not only are we going to fast and stay away from those things that are harmful to us spiritually, but we're going to take time and we're going to dedicate that time and we're going to set it aside for the Lord. And so I encourage you to pick a favorite place, a chair, a spot in your house, maybe a place outside in nature, maybe there'll be some different places, but just to dedicate a time of day where you're going to be dedicating that time to the Lord, and you're just going to be you and the Lord in your heart, and you can just pour that out. Not only your concerns, but obviously the concerns you have for others. And I believe God's going to lead you on a great adventure. So how does the format work? Well, we're going to be using Andrew Murray's Guide of Intercessory Prayer. You'll have that. It's being emailed to you each day. And it's truly, truly timeless. He actually went to go be with Jesus, and I believe it was 1914. And when you start to dig into this and read some of the prayers and the concerns that he had back in those days, it's as if he was sitting amongst us right now. So you're going to feel that very, very valuable as we go through that. So we're going to read that every day. I'll be reviewing that very quickly. We'll be going what to pray for. And so we'll talk about that aspect. And so I'll be weighing in on that for you. And then we're going to talk about how to pray for that particular thing. So there'll be an angle on that every day. And so we'll talk about what our attitude of prayer should be through that. And then lastly, we're going to have special petitions that we bring before the Lord. And it's no coincidence that these special petitions many times have a lot to do with people we bump into on the streets that we approach with a prayerful attitude. The people who are helping us, get our groceries or our coffee, or calls we get from people, people we just bump into in everyday life. But God arranges those meetings, and so I think this is going to equip you to deal with the things that are just out there that God is going to supernaturally bring your way. So looking forward to this adventure. I'm looking forward to you sharing these adventures. If you go to pastorbubba.org, then you'll be able to share these back and forth in a blog format. So looking forward to this, and I can't wait to see what God's going to do. So tomorrow, you will be getting your very first email and your very first video. So look forward to this. God bless you.